Yo, what's up, guys? Okay, this is probably one of the most important videos I've ever made because I'm going to explain how BlueChew cannot work for you. How you can f it up. Basically, BlueChew is a service that allows you to get Sildenafil or Tadalafil delivered right to your door. You probably know this already if you even clicked this video. And the good thing about that is, it's all online. You have an online consultation. You get your prescription approved. You get the shipped to your door. You don't have to go out and see a doctor. It's awesome. And if you haven't actually signed up for BlueChew, the link down below will get you 6 tablets for free. You just going to click the link. It'll bring you to their sign up page. You're going to click their most basic package, which is 6 tablets a month, and then you can change that afterwards, but just click that because that's what they're actually offering for free, is their first month of their basic package, which is 6 tablets. Now here's the deal. I know what you're thinking because I thought this too when I first saw the offer. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, it's your first month for free, but now we have your credit card and you can't get out of the subscription. No. You can literally click that link below, sign up, get that first order shipped to you, and then cancel right afterwards. Like literally right after you subscribe. I've done it just to test it, and there's no scam involved. You can just pay $4.95, get your 6 free tablets, and say go f yourself if you want to do that. But after you see the convenience of the product, you're probably not going to want to do that. Again, that link down below, it's there for you to use it. But that being said, what I really wanted to make this video about is, so I use Sildenafil, but you could also experiment with Tadalafil as well. Tadalafil comes in a gray package like this, as you can see, and then Sildenafil comes in a black package like this. And the Sildenafil is like this little blue tablet. It's chewable. That's the cool thing about BlueChew also, although there are a lot of services out there that are offering the same product to get shipped right to your door, none of them are chewable. BlueChew is kind of unique in that way. But anyway, okay, so how can you up BlueChew, right? How can you, even though, because it's not going to be, the things I'm going to list in this video, it's not the drug's fault. It's not the Sildenafil or the Tadalafil that's not working. It's factors that are at play when you take it or not at play, depending on how you look at it, that will affect your body's absorption and it'll affect your ability to reap the max benefits from the ingredient. So let me talk about that. Number one is you have to be using the right medication, and that may take some experimentation. What do I mean by the right medication? Well, sometimes Tadalafil works really well for people, and sometimes Sildenafil works really well for people. Sometimes both work really well for people, but guys get more benefits from Sildenafil or vice versa. But you have to experiment. So I was lucky in that the first thing I ever tried was Sildenafil, and that worked like magic for me. But I did go off and experiment, hence that's why I have some Tadalafil in my possession, but it didn't really work that well for me. I did get some benefits, but Sildenafil was just much more up my alley. And some people will swear by Tadalafil because, well, whatever, they have their reasons. But you'd have to, so number one way that BlueChew may not work for you is if you haven't experimented enough to know which medication is best for you. So once you have that out of the way, that's one problem solved, right? Now, for the next issue, we have to bring up dosage. So this is something else that you have to kind of do trial and error. So, your medical professional, whoever you have your online consultation with, they'll be able to guide you, especially if you're totally new to taking Sildenafil. They'll probably, be more inclined to start you off on the lower dosage side. But if that doesn't work, and here's the thing too, like on the packaging, it'll even say, for example, and I covered up my personal information so you guys don't stalk me. Okay, so here's my actual package, right? The BlueChew comes in that like kind of envelope or whatever. It says right here, chew and swallow 1 or 2 tablets 30 to 45 minutes before sexual activity, right? So I get 45 milligram tablets. So it says chew 1 or 2, right? So it's up to you to see, what you need. Sometimes I've even chewed 1.5, and that's all I need. Just kind of depends. Anyway, long story short, you have to experiment with the doses because sometimes, 45 milligrams might not do it for you, or it might give you a little bit of an erection, or it might help a little bit, but not enough for you to really fully enjoy and have sex. So you have to experiment. Once you get to a dosage that works for you, then you'll know, what I'm saying? And then you'll usually maybe either stick with that, maybe, you'll have to increase that dosage here and there, whatever, but that'll be up to you, between you and your doctor, you and your medical professional. But that is another way that it may not work for you if your dosage is not appropriately set or high enough. Now, the next two are ways that I have personally messed up my timing and messed up my ingestion of the BlueChew tablet, in my case, Sildenafil, and it really affected my night, guys. So I don't want you to go through that. So these next two are really, really big, and they really make a difference. Okay, the next one's a big one, probably the biggest one that I think most guys up, according to my friend group or my peer group anyway. The stories that I hear is food. So here's the deal. You have to ingest, right, the tablet fully for the Sildenafil to get into your system. Same with Tadalafil. But most of us, we're going to get down like usually at nighttime, right? I mean, morning sex is a wonderful thing, but let's keep it real. A lot of times it's after a date, whether it's with your girlfriend or just a girl you're seeing, whatever. Long story short, if you have dinner plans and you're going to go right back to a hotel, right back to your place, right after that, you're going to want to take your Sildenafil before the meal. And you're going to want to eat about 15 to 20 minutes after you take your sildenafil, after you chew your tablet, because what happens is your body is going to prioritize the food over the sildenafil, right? So if you're going to have a big meal in your system before, and again, there are smaller meals that'll be helpful, but you're still, even a smaller meal, even like a fucking Caesar salad, whether it has grilled chicken or not, right? You're going to have to digest that first. So the sildenafil is going to get kind of in queue. It's going to be queued and be in line to be digested afterwards. So I've had this happen and it's been horrible, where especially, and it wasn't this particular thing I'm thinking about, seared on my conscience. I'll never forget it because it wasn't my girlfriend, it was a date, and it was a first time date, and she was gorgeous and I wanted to blow her away. But I took my sildenafil after a really big meal, and guess what? We went right back to her place and it did not kick in for a while. And what happened was I had to create like this awkward, like, oh, I don't know what's going on, I think I'm just nervous, let's just watch some Netflix. And then like 2 comedy specials later, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, like the heavens opened up, champagne poured from God, and like I was ready to rock and roll. But then she was tired because we were watching Netflix for 2 hours. So yeah, we still ended up getting down, but it wasn't as good as it could have been, all because I mistimed it. So I had to learn that through trial and error. So again, have it before your meal. But also another thing too is, I know this, I'm getting a little meticulous here, but it's because I want you guys to get the most out of this. I don't want you guys to experience the pain that I have. The other thing too is you want to take your sildenafil and you want to have your meal after that, right? So take your tablet, have your meal afterwards, but then you really do want to try to, like, I know you can't control this exactly all the time, but you want to try to have sex within a 2-hour period because the ingredients are going to peak out at 2 hours. Once you get past 2.5 hours, the main ingredients, sildenafil, is starting to get, kind of come out of your system. Every guy's different with this too. Even me sometimes, like sometimes it has been 3 hours later and I'm good to go. Sometimes it's been 3 hours later and I'm like, all right, I could feel the ingredients helping, but it's not like all the way like, so, at attention kind of a thing. Because I know how I react and I know what kind of erection I get when I take sildenafil properly, and I know when it's being bogged down by my poor timing. Again, you want to have it before your meal, 20 minutes before, right? Not after a big meal, and then also after that meal, don't try not to stretch it to any more than 2 hours, just to get the max benefits of it. And the last thing I will say, this is kind of a funny one, but I gotta say it. Some of us guys are plagued by this issue a bit more than others. Some of us are more self-controlled than others, but there is no amount, there is no ingredient, be it sildenafil or Tadalafil, on earth that can work so good that like you're gonna get an amazing reaction if you've been like jerking off at home all day. So once or twice in a 24-hour period, yeah, fine. But I've had the experience where I was off from work, I was home and bored, had a date that night, and thought to myself, it's all good. I can rub a couple out and still be able to perform because I have BlueChew. Yeah, I have BlueChew is amazing, but it's not a fucking miracle. Like you got to have some kind of umph left inside of you, and also it plays into your desire too. If you don't have any fucking fluids in your balls, then it kind of, your actual sex drive is minimized. And so even when jerking off too much before having sex that night and using BlueChew, even when it hasn't affected my erection, it definitely has affected my enjoyment of sex. So again, this video is all about how to max out the benefits of BlueChew and how you can possibly fuck it up, right? Even if you don't fuck it up, you still are going to minimize your experience if you just exercise a little self-control. Put the iPad away, my friend. Just close the browser. Anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, that link down below will get you your first 6 tablets for free. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, hit me with a like, hit me with a question. If you have any questions, just hit me in the comment section. I'll get back to you, and see y'all later.